listening to the Plug Podcast, music and more with Bushy and Metal Mike. Sit back, crack open a cold brew, break out your stack, light it all up while we do our retrospective views and discussions of all things music, food, and entertainment. If you're Metal Mike, Metal Towns. So without further ado, here's Bushy and Metal Mike. Cue applause here.
The Plug Podcast. Music and more. I am your host, Bushy. On the other side, I don't know if he's on my left or my right. I don't know where he is, but that's Metal Mike. He's back.
What's going on, everybody? It's good to be
How are you,
back.
brother. I'm telling you, you just coming back from that trip. When I first looked at your shirt, I'm like, is this motherfucker wearing a Hawaiian shirt?
Well, kind of. It's a metal Hawaiian shirt, man. But I did wear one metal shirt on the trip. I recently got to see Death Angel, and they were selling the Ultraviolet, which is their first album, which is all white. And, you know, I think some people think I wear black by choice. Well, don't get me wrong. I do like the color black. But most of your rock and metal shirts are black, and my favorite sports team jerseys are black, unless I buy the away jersey. So,
Right.
Yeah, consequently, I do wear a lot of black, but I do like to throw in some color and stuff. And there was no way I was going to the fucking Caribbean with this fucking complexion, you know, without wearing white or light colors. So I went and kind of got me a new wardrobe, and I needed to buy some new clothes anyway, man. And, but I thought about wearing this on the trip, but I didn't. But yeah, you know, it just felt like, you know, it's been a while since I broke this shirt out, and it's a shirt that usually, you know, it's kind of loud, but it's the cover to Bonded by Blood, the debut album by Exodus, one of the fathers of thrash metal, right there with Metallica, folks. So there you go.
Bad ass.
Well, of course, it's me. Think I'm going to wear something pussified? Come on now.
Oh. Boy, here we go. He's starting already, ladies and gentlemen. He's starting already.
I'm just saying, man.
God.
See, now you took that personally, like I was talking about you. I mean, I don't see you wearing a Poison shirt, so I don't think you're pussified.
No, it's a Dirty Grass Soul shirt for me today.
There you go.
So what else has been going on?
Well, dude, honestly, just got back from the trip, and man, did I pay for it, because this last week at work has just been a motherfucker. State came in on a bullshit complaint, and usually when that happens, they only have one surveyor. With this motherfucker, and we've had him before when he's been in a group of surveys, and his name's Guy, and I just want to smash his fucking face, because he's an RN who's never worked a floor the day in his life, and you gonna come in, and he's one of those dudes where if he comes in and he finds the complaint that he came in on is unfounded, he'll keep digging and digging and digging until he finds something. He's one of those guys. I mean, he really needs to get, I just want to twist him up into a fucking pretzel. You know, because to me, those people are bloodsuckers anyway. You know, most of them couldn't handle working the floor. And yet you're going to come in and tell me how to do my fucking job. Get the fuck out of here, man. And even though I don't really work the floor anymore, I just resent the fuck out of them. I mean, they don't really bother me personally because I'm IPC, so, you know, which is infection prevention control, folks. So, I mean, every once in a while they'll say, hey, can I see your logs? Yeah, here. Now fuck off and leave me alone. You know, right. It's kind of my thing. But yeah, you know, but he was just digging stuff. And, you know, of course, you know, when that happens, you get the corporate people, everybody just freaks out. So we had to come in early. And I mean, I worked like 12-hour shifts all week. I'm fucking exhausted. Like I said, had an amazing trip with, you know, my boys, same group that we had last year. Cause last year we had so much fun when we did the mega trip to New Orleans and Memphis that we decided we're going to do this every year. But this time it was Rob, you know, he's the one that suggested, well, why don't we, you know, go to the Caribbean or somewhere and just kind of relax. So it was that kind of a trip. Nice. You know, it wasn't as going here, going there all the time, man. So I was able to just kick back, sit on the beach, with the big umbrella, and it was all inclusive. So I got to eat what I wanted, drink what I wanted. It was a fucking blast, man. We did you know, Metal Mike and Bildo for Realdo did their singing debut. I don't know if you saw the video. And Rodney Carrington, Bill did Dear Penis by himself, and then we did the, you know, oh, what's it called? It's something about show your titties, show them to me.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of fun doing that. And it was just being stupid, but hey, man, that's what you do. You get drunk and you sing karaoke,
Yeah. That's the only way I do it.
Yeah. So yeah,
did
but we had a great time, man. It was just again just a great bonding experience. And next year we're talking about either doing Vegas or we're leaning more towards Toronto, man. Maybe checking out Niagara Falls and that kind of stuff, man. So
Nice.
we shall see. And of course, there's the RockNPod. Those are probably the two major vacations that I'll do a year. Maybe go on a little road trip here and there for a weekend or so. But when I can afford it. This one was kind of expensive because originally we were actually going to go to Jamaica, but Brandon, the youngest of us, he didn't get his passport extradited, so it didn't get there in time. So we had to do something, but we didn't want to do anything in the continental United States. So, the travel agent suggested St. Croix, but it was quite a bit more expensive than Jamaica would have been. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, believe it or not, you wouldn't think it would be, but yeah, believe it or not, the other places are cheaper. Also, we weren't really on the ball. We had talked about doing this, but we like this time for our we're going to get our plane ticket. We're going to get everything early, like super early, because the longer you wait, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but hey, it was fucking money well spent. I had a blast.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you guys did. Your Facebook, it looked like everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to post a lot of pictures either. I was too busy having a ball, camping down in South Carolina for the Plum Hollow Festival.
Now you live in North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just outside of Spartanburg, out in the sticks. It's Moonshiners season 2, if you remember that show.
Oh yeah.
Bill and Josh, they dug the underground still beneath the small stage. It's right there on that property. The still's not there anymore, but the underground is. They never filled that in.
Cool.
And I got to meet Moonshiner Bill, and that motherfucker's crazy. He walks around all lit up. He's just all lit up. And he's got his little acoustic, flat top with him the whole time. And every time you say something, yeah, I know something like that. And here goes.
That's awesome, man. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. And Josh, he just got into a bad motorcycle accident. So
really?
He had to modify his van. He custom modified his own van. And he's in a wheelchair right now. They're hoping to walk again.
Oh shit.
So, but he showed up. He came down. So, and those two are normally there anyway. The rest of the guys from the show, they tend to go to the Maggie Valley Festival, which is one I may have to check out because I'm getting to where I kind of like this country mountain music thing.
Well, I'm a big admirer, especially bluegrass, which is probably one of the oldest forms of country. But what is funny about it, and my big brother, he's really into it. He actually saw this blind dude who's a bluegrass artist, and my brother seen him at the local college, and he just said he was amazing. Man, I really enjoyed your performance. And the guy said, "That's the power of bluegrass, brother."
Nice.
And but I even said it before, to me, bluegrass it's the thrash of country music.
Oh, yeah.
Man, those guys are fucking flying, man. Flying.
Oh yeah, they're super fast. So I got to hear a lot of that anyway.
Well, I don't know if you've ever heard the promo my brother made for the station where it's these two guys and they're on a porch, and I think I got there an idea. It was me and him talking back, but he does when it goes into it, it's the Angel of Death intro,
Nice.
no, it's not. It's Rain and Blood intro, but it's fucking all bluegrass.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious, man. But man, I'll tell you what, dude's fucking jamming. He's like, he's killing it. So,
oh yeah.
Which again, it doesn't surprise me that something like thrash metal would translate to bluegrass because again, both of them are all about speed. They're like I said, they're fucking flying, bro. When they play, they're like, so it doesn't really, it wasn't like, oh wow, how shocking,
Right. No, we had a great time. I saw a band I had never seen before called the Trevor Hewitt Band. They were real cool. I guess it was their second or third festival. Now they have an RV up in the RV spot, which is just a wide open field. And no, these guys were like, fuck that. They camped down in the holler with the rest of us, and they jammed till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning acoustically, after their set.
Mm-hmm.
then this other band I like a lot. Now all he does is covers. I mean, he has started writing his own music, called James Radford Band. But this guy, man, he fucks that Telecaster up. I went up to him after his set and I said, dude, you missed your calling. You should be playing metal, because he's just that fast and that technically proficient. He shouldn't be in country. And he's like, man, I love all that shit. Slayer, King Diamond. I was like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Well, you know, that's one thing I found out about most musicians is even if they do decide to go in one particular genre, they just love music, and they love all kinds of music.
Yeah.
You know, like I've met people that were into even pop music, but yet they love metal too. They love all kinds of music, and as it should be, man. You know, it's like even me, like I know my name's Metal Mike, and yes, hard rock and heavy metal is my first love, but I love all kinds of music, man. Good tunes are good tunes, no matter what the genre or the artist is, you know, in my opinion anyway. Now again, that's still subjective, because what may be good to one person is total shit to another, but that's just, again, it's subjective, and we like to be pathetically subjective here on
Absolutely
podcast.
Got it in there. Look at that. You beat me to it.
and I wanted to say though about because the resort we stayed at was called Carina Bay in St. Croix Island, part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I met so many people that were fucking metalheads on this trip. I met a guy from San Francisco, and we were just fucking listening to Bill had some shit on his phone. We were, you know, we did our own playlist. I can't remember what was playing, but he started talking music with us, and he was from the Bay Area, and he's all into metal and rock. And then we met a dude that, I shit you not, from Morrow, Illinois, which is like a hop, skip, and a jump to where my mom and dad, well, my mom's no longer, but my dad lives. Okay. And we were like, whoa, I met so many people from the Missouri and Illinois, St. Louis area. Wow. You know, it was kind of crazy, dude. A girl who waited on us at a fucking brewery is from St. Louis. Beautiful girl too. Man, she was gorgeous. Nice. She was coming back into St. Louis in a few weeks to stay. So it was just crazy, dude, how many people we met that were, I met a girl that was all into Slayer. The dude I was telling you about that's from Morrow, he's a metalhead. He's actually going to start listening to the radio shows and the podcasts and stuff. And the dude from San Francisco, I told him about, he was listening to my appearance on the Decibel Geek. He's like, good stuff, bro. And he gave me there was another couple from Las Vegas, metalheads. It was insane, man. I was like, you know, so there you go, man.
They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere.
Yeah. So it was really cool. It was a lot of fun, man.
Oh yeah. I think it's the greatest genre in music. And
the ladies, oh my God, young ones, cougars. Oh, good Lord. There were some good looking women there, or a bush. It was amazing. There was a mom and daughter that were from Columbia, Missouri. The daughter plays basketball for Mizzou. But I'll tell you what, mama was hot too. And when we were going on a hike, there was them and these really pretty black girls, and I stayed behind on purpose to climb, you know, so I could enjoy the view, which it was a beautiful view from the hill, but it was a beautiful view coming up. Man, I hope none of them ladies are listening. It might be like, you fucking pervert. Guilty as charged. I am a perv.
That's great. That's great.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun, man. It was really cool. Hey, congratulations to Navia. Congratulations to Navia. You had another big life-changing event. Your little girl graduated high school.
Navia's all graduated. I got pissed off. There's, people didn't show up. Her mother didn't show up, but no one in her family showed up. That really.
Oh, that's kind of fucking shitty.
It pissed me off. Now, the other side of that is Nevaeh did tell her mother she didn't want her coming anyway.
Oh.
But I'm telling you right now.
Is there bad blood between her and her mom, I guess?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, from the things you have told me, I can't say as I blame her.
Yeah.
You can pick your friends, but you can't always pick your family, man.
Exactly. And this, Nevaeh probably won't talk to her for a while over this one.
Yeah.
Because all she wanted to do, and I've told the story about the birth certificate, how many different times I've tried to get the birth certificate, so that the kid can start her damn life. And her mother lives right around the corner from the place and won't go do it. Well, my sister came down for Nevaeh's graduation anyway, she and her husband. And for her graduation gift, somehow this woman in one phone call was able to get a hold of the city clerk in Watertown, New York, and get not one, but two copies of the birth certificate. and then paid extra money to have them sent certified mail. They were actually waiting here at the house the day that she graduated.
Wow.
Oh, so she's
Cool.
finally got that, so she can start her life
Well,
finally.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I just recently got an official copy of mine. And my dad's asking me to get one for my twin brother, Marky. So I'm going to have to probably take a day off of work to do it. So I'm like, well, Pop, it might be a while because I got to take my big brother to the doctor, man, Monday.
Right.
Or no, Wednesday. Scapegoat's got some stuff going on. And unfortunately, he's got to see this doctor in St. Louis. Well, my dad can't do it because, well, he's older now. His wife has epilepsy, so she can't drive him. So he's like, I hate that. I'm like, no, dude, you're my big brother. I got you. I got this, man.
Yeah, for real.
So, you know.
Oh, yeah, I don't have my actual, the one sheet birth certificate anymore. I do have the long form, which is the 2 or 3 pages worth. It's hard for me to get a copy of my birth certificate, so I'm glad I have that one because I've got to go through the State Department. Yeah, I've got to go through the federal agency.
Because you were in the military and all that, or
because I was born overseas.
Yeah.
American citizen, born abroad. So I have to go to the United States State Department in order to get this damn thing.
Which means a lot of red tape and hassles. And
red tape,
bullshit.
Paperwork, and 3 different things signed by 3 different people verifying I am who I am, even though I've got the long form, even though I've got ID. It's so I've got the long form. I don't care. And at my age, what the hell do I need a birth certificate for?
Right.
I know when I was born, damn it.
Yeah. I mean, the only time you may need it is if you were ever going to travel abroad and get a passport, like me. That's why I got it. I was like, well, I want to travel abroad and, because I'm at that age where I'm just like, screw it. I'm going to start doing things I want to do.
Yeah. Me and the girl have been talking about taking a cruise here in the next year or so. So we got
that'd be cool.
Saving up for that. I've never been on one. I don't know.
Neither have I.
I don't know if I'll get seasick or not. I know I went on a 6 or 8 hour cruise down the Rhine River in Germany for something that was going on with my mom's workplace over there in Heidelberg. I know I got sick as shit just on the river.
Oh,
but I was a kid.
Yeah.
So
the cruise I'd really want to go to, but I don't think I could. Well, I could probably talk Bildo and his cousin Brandon going, but Rob's a brother, all right. And he respects hard rock and metal, but it's just not really his thing, Right. So it's like, but they're having that 70,000 tons of metal cruise. And I'd love to go to one of those one day.
I would too. I don't think she would go to that. No.
Right. But I mean, I would be okay going on a regular cruise too. I'm not opposed to that.
It's all inclusive. I want to be able to get tortured up without worrying about the tab.
Right. Exactly. Okay. That's one of the things that was cool about this, man. I mean, we drank, we ate, we fucking, it was awesome, dude. Now there was a few things we had to pay extra for, like when we went snorkeling, we had to pay extra for that. But other than that, everything was free.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really free. You paid for it.
But
you don't have to worry about it.
I started looking, I guess it was maybe Carnival I looked at. But all I could find is like 2 and 3 day cruises. I'm like, I'm going to spend this kind of money. I want to do a week. I want to hit Jamaica, something, hit the Bahamas.
Cool. Yeah. Well, just look around. It ain't like you don't have time. You already said you're wanting to save up for it anyway. So you can save up for it in theory before you actually book it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just keep looking until you find something that you and your mama want.
Oh, yeah. I think it'll be fun. Like I said, I've never done it. So.
By the way, congratulations to her son too for graduating.
Yes, both Malachi and Nevada.
Yeah, so big. Oh, and by the way, I loved your photo of your daughter and her guy with you and the gun on Facebook and Instagram. That was fucking hilarious. Dude.
Oh yeah.
I laughed my ass off. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Actually, it was my daughter that wanted to do that picture.
Yeah, it was very funny. Well,
Yeah, that was good stuff. And he agreed with it. And the faces they were making were great.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious, man. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Now, she wanted me to have it out. And I'm like, I don't know if the Facebook police will allow that to happen.
Probably not.
I mean, all she wanted me to do was hold it in front of me, barrel down. I'm like, no. We won't do all that nonsense.
I think you just showing it. I mean, it
Mm-mm.
was obvious you had a gun. I mean, it was funny, dude. It was very, very funny.
Yeah, that's my grandfather's 45.
Oh, no shit.
It's
Very
my
cool.
dad's 45. I do have the original brown grips for it,
Mm-hmm.
but my dad put the pearl grips on. And even though I don't like the way it feels in my hand because my dad did it, I'm like, I'm gonna have to leave them on until I'm ready to take those off.
Right. Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
But I've got them. If I ever decide I want to put the brown ones on, it's an old 1911. So
Right. Right on.
it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, not much else has been going on. Kids graduated. We took them down Friday night for the festival, so didn't get to do much Friday night because we got down there so late. Graduation wasn't until 6:30, which was crazy. But the other side of that is we were out of there by 7:15. I've never seen one go so fast. It was a small class, maybe 50 to 100 kids, maybe.
Right on.
Oh, so it's a small class, but I've never seen a graduation go so damn fast. None of the speeches were real long, They just moved. And Nevaeh, she finally got to see Dirty Grass Soul. She's been jealous of me seeing him the last few times. They opened with her favorite song, Fiddles and Rain, which was fitting because it was pouring that day.
All right.
We were in front of the stage from 6 o'clock on because that's when the Plum Hollow Band comes on. And she made a promise to the founder's wife, who owns all that land, that she would always be down there for the Plum Hollow Band because that was his band.
Oh, okay.
And they carry that tradition on every festival.
Right on, man.
So we were down there from 6 o'clock, man. It was 50 degrees, 58 degrees, pouring down rain, cold as shit. Nevaeh, her ass just rode around in the golf cart until Dirty Grass Soul. She came up for Dirty Grass Soul, And then right after Fiddles and Rain, man, they broke into that War Pigs Orange Blossom Special that I like so much. I was set. I could have walked away then. I'd have been done. Good to go.
Right on, man.
But it was
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. Camping. That's my kind of vacation anyway. Tripping on mushrooms. That was fun. Mushroom infused Kool-Aid. That was fun. Everybody driving by, handing you moonshine either in a jar. I saw the biggest flask ever. It was about 2 feet tall.
Wow.
It's about a foot wide, and this guy had and it was shaped like a flask. And it was just full of white lightning, dude.
Damn.
And it's not that government taxed shit that you find in the stores, Old Smoky's moonshine or something. This
is the real thing.
This is that shit that burns the whole way down.
Yeah, the real thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and everybody has it. Everyone's giving you chugs, and it's just impossible to go there and not be blinded out of your mind, plus drunk as shit. That's just how it goes.
Right.
Yeah. So it was a real good time. We had a lot of fun. Glad to have you back, man. It's been a few weeks.
It has, man. I all of the listeners out there, because Scribble, our friend, the rapper, and also he has his own podcast you need to check out. It's a pretty cool podcast. What's it called again? I can't remember. I've listened to it a couple of times. Good stuff, though, especially if you want to know more about rap and underground rap and hip hop. It's pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
But no, he's a big supporter of the show, so and what we do here. So got to give a shout out to Scribble, man. And I like his rap.
We're supposed to be having him come on here eventually to do this whole thing,
right? And there was I'm trying to find it. I might have to hit him up to see, hey, dude, do you have a digital copy of this album? Because it was an obscure thrash metal band, one I had never heard of, and I know you're not going to know him. And I thought, when we do our what is that? Uncovered Gems. I thought that might be an interesting episode to do with Scribble, where he would be the one familiar with it, and you and I would not be. I thought that might be, pretty cool to do.
Oh,
yeah. Right here it is. S&M Underground podcast, Scribble and Mad Max. And it's pretty cool podcast, man. I mean, they talk about horror movies. They do talk about, a lot of underground rap, and some of it I dig, some of it, but it's still an interesting podcast, man. They got a really good rapport and chemistry. They'll also talk about, like, they got heavy metal diss tracks. They had like the top 10 their top 10 stand-up comics, which was really cool. I really enjoyed. Good stuff, man. So keep up the good work, Scribble.
Yeah, hell yeah, outstanding. And I like his hip hop music too.
I do. I like how he samples all those old movies
Yeah.
with his stuff, because I know he's a big fan of that stuff too. Apparently he's not a big fan of Ghostbusters, man. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, here's my take on it. I loved Ghostbusters when it come out, but I don't know if it's aged well.
I think it has.
Really? I like it. I still like it. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think it was any good, but I never did.
Oh, I never did. I think the first one was good, but
yeah. And that the latest one where the guys all show up at the end.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard
it really is. I think it's pretty true to the original Ghostbusters film. And it deals a lot with the Egon, and we lost him several years ago. He passed.
I know. I loved Harold Ramis, man.
Harold Ramis, that's his name. And they paid good tribute to him in the film.
I will check it out. But I was just like, wow, But then again, I also understand that it's movies, just like anything else, it's generational, and and Scribble is younger than us, so I can maybe understand where somebody would be like, what, because there's just certain things where some people aren't going to always get it, because they weren't there.
Everyone likes Bill and Ted. Go figure.
Huh?
I said, but everybody likes Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you just never know, man. I'm sure there's people out there who hate on Bill and Ted too. I mean, they're out there, but
I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
I mean, come on, Mark Alt Taylor's doesn't like Tina Turner. I mean, I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
Saying, man.
Doesn't like that, but thinks Duran Duran's one of the greatest bands ever.
Yeah. I know, right?
I'll take Milli Vanilli over Duran Duran. They didn't even.
Don't get me wrong, Mark likes stuff that I like too, but then he'll also surprise me with some of his takes on certain things, man. And I'm just like, all right, man. But again, he's just being pathetically subjective. So we embrace that here on the
super pathetically subjective.
Poor Mark. He's gonna be like, fuck you guys, man.
I know, right?
It's all out of love, buddy.
Absolutely. Like I said, I recorded a exclusive yesterday because I didn't know we'd be able to record. So I was like, fuck, man, I want to get on this mic. I haven't been on in a couple weeks.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say. Plus, I think I sent you that interview I did with that band, so you can throw that out there too if you want. If you want, we can even do maybe a short intro about it. Not today, but soon. And then, we're going to try to get back on a regular basis of recording, folks. We're going to work on that. That's on the agenda, man.
It's summertime, damn it.
Summertime. No. But, I got a lot on my plate though, folks, with my job plus the whole radio station thing. So please be patient.
Oh yeah, man, I forgot. I have a plug for later. I was just looking for it. I don't have it here. I must have left it over at my girl's house. I haven't been home in 2 weeks.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because we work together too. So a lot of times it's just easier for me to ride with her in the morning from her house.
Well, right on, man. I've got a little bit of a plug myself.
All right. So
we can talk about later.
I got some new music. Foo Fighters, I guess they released a new album called But Here We Are. So I got that.
Okay.
Loren Luhimo, I don't know who the fuck that is, but it's a little heavy. It's good stuff. Elegant Weapons, which I guess is that new Dave Ellefson album.
Oh, yeah, that's his new band, isn't it?
Yeah. I haven't listened to any of these yet. Dirty Honey, I had never heard of before.
Oh, Dirty Honey's cool, dude. I saw them open for the Black Crowes. They kind of got that old, 70s hard rock with some swag to it. If you like Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses and that kind of stuff, I've got their stuff. I'll send it to you if you want. Do they have a brand new album out? Did it just come out?
I don't know.
I won't have to do some research on that.
This may just be their debut. Yeah, it just says Dirty Honey. It's got stuff like
they got an EP.
California Dreamin', The Wire, Take My Hand, Gypsy, No Warning, Another Last Time. It's 8 songs.
Okay, I'll have to check it out, but I've got that if you want it, man.
Nice.
I've got their stuff. Yeah, they're really cool. Like I said, I saw them open up for the Black Crowes, and they brought it, man. Nice. And you know me, I'm always trying to support new bands and new music.
Sure. I tried to support some old school stuff. I had Mark send it to me because I refused to spend money on it. So I said, okay, maybe I missed a boat. Maybe there's something I didn't catch when I was younger. There was a couple radio songs that I heard that I liked, but I didn't like them so much I ever bought an album. So I said, hey, Mark, send me the U2 discography. Yeah, I said that in English. And man, I tried and I'm listening to it. And I'm like, the fuck is it with people thinking this is just such a great band? They're not that good. It drives me insane.
Who are we talking about?
U2.
Oh, you know what? I've always felt they were overrated myself, dude. I don't get it. Like, they had a few cool songs. I mean, I don't hate them.
Yeah.
But I've never understood why everybody acts like they're like the next great thing, man. I'm like, I've never gotten it. I've never gotten the fuss, man.
Nope, I've tried. I've listened to a couple albums and I'm just like, ugh.
But that's one thing I was saying a while back, because somebody was talking to me about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and you know how I feel about that shitty institution.
Right.
But I told him, I said, look, if I were running it, I mean, number one, I think they should call what they do the American Music Hall of Fame. That way they can induct any genre they want.
Sure.
Instead of inducting rap and hip hop artists into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's fucking retarded. Yeah. But if there was, in fact, I would prefer to do an American Music Hall of Fame. So then that way I could induct whatever I wanted, whatever genre. Wouldn't always be rock and metal. But the one thing I would do is even artists I'm not a fan of, if they've been around and stood the test of time, like a U2, yes, I would induct them because they have had a Hall of Fame career. Things like that, you have to be somewhat objective. Even if you don't like the band, you have to. Even Bill admits that Slayer should be in a Hall of Fame.
I actually bit the bullet. So now it's just a greatest hits album.
Yeah.
Get myself a Bruce Springsteen CD. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, Born to Run. Always liked it, so like it now. Then we skip 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like Dancing in the Dark. I like Born in the USA. Then skip number 9. Glory Days is good. And I've always liked that song, Streets of Philadelphia. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs on this motherfucker I can't even stomach. I tried though. Now I did like the album back in the day called the E Street Shuffle. I had that on cassette, and that's a good record.
Yeah, I've never been into him, man. I just like a couple of songs of his I like, but I never got it. I've never gotten it, man. And I know there's going to be music lovers out there. Oh, it's fucking blasphemous. Hey, you know what? Don't have an aneurysm. I mean, I'm sorry, because I do like blue collar rock, but Bob Seger's my blue collar rock. Okay. Yeah. I think he shits all over Springsteen. I even like John Cougar Mellencamp better than Springsteen, man.
I do too.
Part of it with Bruce is just his voice. I'm not a fan, man. And I know that might sound weird considering I like some really heavy shit with some pretty aggressive vocals, but it fits the music. I don't know. I'm just not a fan, man. I've just never gotten it. I've always thought he was just over fucking rated, man.
Same.
And again, I know I'm in the minority. Like I said, the man's had a Hall of Fame career. Yep. No doubt. Like I said, if I was running a music Hall of Fame, he would definitely get inducted. And I would be that way about a lot of artists I don't like. There would be a lot of artists I do love in there. Right. But even Bill admitted that, and he, how much he hates Slayer, but even he said, yeah, I would induct Slayer because they've had a Hall of Fame career. They've been around for 30 plus fucking years. When you've been around that long and people are still listening to your fucking music and going to your fucking shows, you are a Hall of Famer. I don't give a fuck what kind of music it is.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, inducted Madonna, total Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I don't consider her rock and roll, but she is a Hall of Famer. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Of course, God, man, that woman is scary looking these days.
She needs to stop with the work.
Just stop, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is okay to get old.
Right. Like, fuck, man.
It's a badge of honor. I'm still mad I'm gray in my beard yet. But then look at Elizabeth Hurley. Like, she don't use plastic surgery and she's still beautiful. Paulina Porskova looks her age, but she's still a damn fine looking woman. So I'm just kind of like, I definitely think, I mean, it's okay to maybe get a few things done to here and there, but my God, Madonna don't even look like herself anymore, man. No,
she really don't.
She
looks like a goddamn Cabbage Patch doll to me or something.
She looks like the guitar player the female guitar player from Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. For
She
sure.
does, for sure. Janice, for sure.
Plays really good music.
I love Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. I love the fucking Muppets, man.
I do too. I have a whole folder of Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem music if you ever want it.
Oh, send it by all means, man.
It's got the stuff from the movies and such, and then some other stuff, which is just
right. Yeah, I'm a big Muppet fan. Grew up on that stuff. Anyway, man, I guess we've kind of. You want to talk about some of the topics and what's going on with the world?
Yeah, let's get into some metal news.
It's time for metal news.
My goddamn thing.
That's right. It's time for metal news. And I think the biggest headline right now is the passing of the late, great Tina Turner.
For sure. Legend, iconic, queen of rock and roll, as far as I'm concerned. Just what she did with Ike alone, let alone on her own. Yeah, I saw this amazing documentary with my dad about a year ago, man, and it was so well done. And one of the things, though, is there was an interview. This is like later on in her life, man. And you got these fucking idiots in the press that are still wanting to ask her about Ike. And she just finally snapped and said, look, I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore.
Right.
You know, it's like beating a dead horse to death. And it was the only time I ever saw, Tina kind of lose her shit, man. But I was like, you go, girl. Fuck yeah. Fuck these fucking jackals, because I'm just like, the fuck, man. I mean, it's, she wrote a goddamn book about it. You want to know about that shit? Read the goddamn autobiography, man.
Read all the other millions of articles that have been written.
Right. Hello, like, fuck, man. Man, what a piece of shit Ike Turner is. Great guitar player. And he gave us Rocket 88, so I'll give him his due for that. But God, a miserable fucking piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Anyway, man, rest in power, queen of rock and roll. We love you, Tina. You were amazing. One of the things that was really cool in the documentary is they showed her performing with the Rolling Stones. And yeah, she always wore those short skirts.
Yeah.
Fucking Mick tore her skirt off and runs away from her. I'm like, you dog, she's all like trying to hit him. It was fucking hilarious, man. Yeah,
check that out.
I always thought Tina was just sexy as hell, man. And just a great voice. Yeah. Just
so
feel
different.
it. Yeah.
Such a different soulful
you could
voice.
just fucking feel the pain in her voice sometimes too, man. And all her trials and tribulations. And yeah, man, flat out legend, and the world is definitely a worse place without her. So
go
also
play Proud Mary. Go play Ike and Tina Turner Proud Mary, the greatest recorded version of that. I prefer it to CCR, even though I love CCR. But that in the Thunderdome song, We Don't Need Another Hero. Yeah, the Mad Max movie itself sucked, but what a great fucking tune.
For sure. And I also want to give a shout out to Kirk Arrington, the longtime drummer of Metal Church, dead at 61 years old, died May 22nd. He was a drummer, played on Metal Church's first 7 studio albums, and was in the band from 1982 to 1995, 1998 to 1999, and then 2000 to 2006. Very underrated drummer. I think Metal Church is a very underrated band. So
they are. I only have one of their albums on vinyl. I've got their whole discography digitally.
Yeah, right. Yeah, same here. I've only got I've got a couple of CDs, but just, and also another shout out to one of my favorite actors, Ray Stevenson, man. He was actually on location in Italy. We still don't know what exactly happened. I think he was like 58 years old.
Yeah.
A great actor. Just check him out in The Irishman, where he played Danny Green, the Irish mobster. He was fucking fantastic in that.
Oh, Don't Kill the Irishman.
Don't Kill the Irishman.
Yeah, I've got that.
Kill the Irishman, and he's fucking fantastic.
Kill the Irishman. Yeah,
he was great. He was great in fucking Punisher. I thought he made a great Punisher.
Punisher Warzone was
brutal.
Brutality. So much better than the Dolph Lundgren movie.
Oh yeah, I think the one with
Thomas Jane
was pretty decent too.
I enjoyed the movie.
I love the series they had on Netflix, which is now on Disney Plus. I thought that guy Shane from Walking Dead made a great asshole.
It's actually the only role I've ever liked him in. It seems like every movie or show this guy's in, he's a fucking dick. I hated him in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know, he's fucking his friend's wife. That just pisses me off the whole time. My favorite part of that series is when he gets blasted. You know,
Yeah.
Fury. What a scumbag in the movie Fury with Brad Pitt, you know, about the tank, you know, during World War II. I mean, the guy was just a scumbag.
He can play a great villain. He can play a great villain, you know.
Probably hands down the best Punisher.
Yeah.
I own that series too, the 2-season series.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, Ray Stevenson, loved him in Punisher Warzone. The brutality was definitely stepped up in that, especially after the Thomas Jane version.
And if you ever get a chance, I'm going to do a plug early. By all means, if you have Max, which was HBO Max, it's on there. Check out Rome. It's only 2 seasons long. It was more of like an epic mini series. It's literally about the history of Rome from when they start out as a republic to becoming an empire.
Mm-hmm.
So it covers, of course, Julius Caesar and Mark Antony and all that stuff. And the amazing thing about it is Ray played a character named Titus Pulo, and Kevin McKidd plays Lucius Verenius. Now, at the time when I watched the show, I just thought, oh, well, these guys are fictional characters and everything else was real. Not quite. They are fictionalized versions of real people. There really was a Titus Pulo, and there really was a Lucius Verenius, because when Caesar's standard was missing, he wrote a lot of journals of his conquest and the things he was doing. I mean, that's where you got that "I came, I saw, I conquered" quote.
Yes.
And he's writing in his journal, I just sent legionnaires, you know, for the 13th Legion, legionnaires Lucius Verenius and Titus Pulo to find my standard. So they were mentioned more than once in Caesar's writings. So what they did is they had these guys, you see everything that's going on with Rome through the eyes of these guys that were kind of just normal dudes. I mean, they weren't normal. They were the 13th Legion, which was like the fucking kind of like today's Navy SEALs, or, you know, an elite fighting, you know, bad motherfuckers. But it's just so well done. It's such a good show, man, especially if you are into history stuff, and I am. I definitely recommend it. Ray was amazing as Titus Pulo, just total badass. And
I had never even heard of this show.
Oh, it's fucking great.
I'll have to check out. And I like period pieces anyway.
Check it out, man. It's on Max. You can watch it. It's 2 seasons long. It's fucking badass, man. It's fucking metal. Okay,
that's awesome. Look, right
came
now,
out like in the early aughts. Check it out.
Different series. One I had never watched because I thought it would be stupid. In all fairness, it is. It's definitely teen bopper shit.
What is it?
Much like Riverdale, which I thought I was going to hate, I loved. This I love. It's Smallville.
Oh yeah, that was a well done show, man.
So I'm only into season 2, I think, of Smallville. I'm working through all 10 of those. I have those. And then I finally got all 5 seasons of Miami Vice. So I am working through, I'm in season 3 of Miami Vice now. And I got to giggling. I had to post it on Facebook, you know, make a joke about it. You know, who else had the Don Johnson Miami Vice season 3 spiked haircut?
Right.
You know, because it was a little bit shorter and it was all spiky up here. And I think Mark Daly, he says, you know, post a pic. So I've got to find a pic. 7th grade, I'm thinking.
Right. Well, that would have been totally your, you know.
Braces in this ugly bluish green fucking sweater. It's a school picture. It's horrible. But I'll find it and I'll put it up because I'm not afraid. I've got my mullet picture up, bitches.
That's awesome.
So I'll have to check out Rome, man, because you know me, I'm a big old tube head. When I'm not doing the DJ thing or the online radio personality thing, because we don't spin records, bitch. But I'm not doing that when I'm not podcasting. I've got my face glued to the television. I did watch the season premiere of AGT. Steel Panther played Eyes of a Panther. It was fucking awesome.
Cool. You know,
good.
another show that I'm watching right now, I don't know if you ever heard, it was on FX for a few years. I believe it was FX, called The Americans. It takes place in the early 80s. It's got Kerry Russell, believe it or not.
Oh, that's the Russian spies movie, right?
Yeah. They're literally like pretending to be like they're implanted. Yeah, it's really fucking cool. It's like 6 seasons. I'm on the 5th season already. It's it was one of those shows that I started watching when it first came on, but consequently, because I was with a certain thing that should not be, and then with the kids and everything, I just couldn't afford my satellite anymore, so I had to give it up. And that's pretty much when I went straight to streaming and was able to save a lot of money, but consequently I couldn't watch the show anymore. So I kind of lost track of it. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just wait till it's all done and then I'll binge watch it. And that's what I'm doing right now. Oh man, fantastic series. I mean, it just perfectly captures that era of early 80s, Cold War, just crazy shit going on between Reagan and whoever was running Russia. I know there's Gorbachev, but I think there was a guy before him. It's just really, really, really well done,
Nice.
And I love it, and it just kind of shows you, because that's the one thing I haven't even watched this yet, but everybody I've talked to who's seen Andor said that they love it. But I'm like, well, I can see why, because I really, out of all the newer Star Wars films, one of the ones that I really enjoyed the most was Rogue Squadron or Rogue One. Yeah, Rogue Squadron was a video game. Rogue One, because to me, even in fucking a galaxy far, far away, there's nothing nice about the spy game, folks. Okay, There's nothing fucking nice about how far are you willing to go for your beliefs, and you have to do some dubious, fucking shady shit sometimes to fucking, if you're getting in that world, man, good fucking luck to you, man, because you're going to lose your fucking soul. And that's what I loved about that movie, man. It was kind of in the Star Wars galaxy, but it was this little other part of it, because to me it was just, that's the way it is. It's like that even in real life. And that's what I love about the Americans, is sometimes even the FBI guys who are tracking them, they got to make some hard decisions.
Yeah.
And they're not even.
I got to tell you, to go back to the Rogue One thing real quick, because
go ahead.
At least then I know what you're talking about. What I enjoy about that is it's probably the best of the movies that has come out.
That Disney did.
Yeah, since the original and the prequel series. I'm not a huge fan of the prequel series. I really could have give me number 3. That's the one I wanted anyway. But it's not bad, just way too much CGI. What I like about these newer trilogies is at least it looked like Star Wars. If nothing else, they were back to the models and things. It wasn't so much CGI.
The thing is, there was more model work than you think in those movies. But I saw a whole making of it, and I was kind of surprised, because I thought it was all on green screen. It was not. The robots, some of them were models, some of the ships were models. I was like, oh, and they even said, well, we did the oldest of the old and the newest of the new, whatever. Like, one of the interesting things about it, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but remember the chariot race? Remember the stands with all the people? You know what that was? It was a set with multicolored Q-tips for people. Nice. And they just shot it from a distance, and it looks like a crowd. I mean, I would have thought for sure that was CGI. Oh, you know, so there was a lot of things where I think sometimes the prequel, it was all CGI. Yes, Lucas kind of lost his mind with the CGI.
There was a lot. I mean, he even CGI'd up the original trilogy just so that it would fit. It would flow better.
Right. And I think also he's just one of those films, this guys, it's like, he's my big brother. If my big brother was a filmmaker, he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And he always, there were shots, I think, in the original films that did bother him, and look, I don't mind him.
One stormtrooper hits his head on the door in the original Star Wars, and it was never taken out.
Yeah,
that shit's great. That shit's great.
But I like how he had him do it in later movies, though, too, because there's a few other, and I had no problem with that. And I didn't have, the only thing that really bugged me was the whole Greedo shooting first. I didn't get that at the time. I thought that was fucking stupid.
I still don't. Shot first and Han shot only.
I don't really. I mean, there's a few things he did where I'm like, I don't know if I'd have done it that way, George. But at the end of the day, they're his movies, or at least they were. He could do whatever the fuck he wanted. And also, it's not like he destroyed the original films. I have those on Blu-ray. So you can, if you want to watch the original versions, they're there, So yeah, I don't know. Some people get all butthurt over it, and I'm just like, it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Empire Strikes Back.
Well, that's my favorite Star Wars film of all time.
Well, mine too. But I really like what he did by opening up the backdrop in Cloud City and Bespin.
Yes.
Look, that's fucking talking nerd shit. We know the names of the cities and shit.
We are nerds.
Yeah. When they're up there in Bespin, if you remember the original Empire Strikes Back people,
it was very closed, claustrophobic.
It was a very closed set. There were no windows.
Right.
Thing was internalized.
And that was one of the changes he made that I did like. I also liked that he was able to use the actor who actually played the Emperor in the other films, do that part where Vader goes to see him in the, there's the hologram. What is thy bidding, my master? I didn't mind that change. I think out of all of
I
them,
don't know if that was a change because that guy's played the Emperor in every.
he was not in the original Empire, dude. They had a different actor. They had actually a woman with makeup, and then they had a dude's different voice.
Because he played that role in the original when you
played it in Return of the Jedi.
And then Return of the Jedi.
He played it in Return of the Jedi. But the dude who did the Emperor at first, man, believe me, I've got it on Blu-ray. Nice. It's a chick, but you can't really see really wearing makeup, making her look all fucked up. But they use a different actor named Clive Revel as the voice.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so you don't really, and that's why he did that. And I didn't have a problem with that because, again, he's wanting continuity with all the films. So some of the things he did, I didn't really mind. But there was a few other things where I'm like, I don't know. But like I said, man, I mean, fuck, at the time, it was his universe, his characters. He can do whatever he wants. Can't do that anymore, though.
Yeah, right.
Let the fucking House of Mouse fuck it all up. But hey, that's a whole other rant.
Yeah. But back to Rogue One. What I like about it is out of all those movies that have been released post prequel, that's the best done. I enjoy
by far.
And what I like about it is you feel like you can watch that with you can watch
trilogy.
You can watch the prequels, and then you watch Rogue One. Because Rogue One takes you right into Star Wars.
Right.
So it's definitely the best done. I've been much more impressed with the Star Wars series on Disney. I thought Disney would fuck it all up, but The Mandalorian, admittedly, didn't see this last season, so I can't speak on this one. But loved the first two when Luke showed up in that X-Wing.
Oh, that was fucking amazing.
I don't know any nerd like us that wasn't sitting there with a fucking 4-foot erection and a cheeseburger on the end of it, man.
Yes.
So fucking, it was just as badass as seeing Vader show up.
And I think that's one of my problems with the sequel trilogy is I had no problem with the newer characters. Obviously, they got to pass the baton. I get that, but I didn't like the way it was done. I mean, I'm sorry. I wanted to see Luke throw down. I wanted to see Luke fucking kick ass, man. And I do remember seeing the first movie, Force Awakens, when you see that lightsaber fly, I thought for shit, oh, fuck, it's Luke.
Right.
And then it's her. And I still have a problem with it because to me, it just goes against the lore. It's like, okay, so this chick just touches a lightsaber, and now all of a sudden she's doing Jedi mind tricks, doing shit that a fucking experienced Force user does. I mean, I know people are, they're either they're either with the Force is either with them, they either have it or they don't. I understand that, but you still have to be taught how to tap into it. You don't just fucking wake up one day and start fucking throwing down. I had a problem with that. I just thought it was lazy writing. But I was also like, well, let's see what the sequels do. Like maybe they're going to explain, because I was thinking that maybe Rey was somebody really important. Like I had a theory that maybe she was the reincarnation of Anakin. Nice. Because if you watch what she does when she touches the lightsaber, it's all these visuals like flashes. And I paused it because I'm a dork like that. Every one of them had something to do with either Anakin or Darth Vader.
Right.
And if you read the book, there is a moment where she sees a blonde-haired little boy and he runs away from her.
Huh.
And I'm thinking, I would love to know if that's what Abrams had planned originally, because the other guy who did the second movie, he just kind of took all that and just swept it away. Because the one thing that was fucked up about this trilogy, and this is my biggest problem with it, is they had no map. They had no, I mean, dude, it would have been like if George Lucas told Irving Kershner, who directed Empire Strikes Back, hey, Irv, just do what you want. I'm going to go over here and count my money. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, that's my problem with it. It was like there was no plan. There was no, and it's, visually they're beautiful films. I'll give them that, but it's fucking Lucasfilm. Of course, they're fucking always Industrial Light and Magic. The special effects are going to be amazing, but I was disappointed with the sequel trilogy ultimately. And what's funny is
second one. The problem I have with the second one, and by the way, I think it's one of the top Star Wars movies of all time, The Last Jedi. But one of my real problems with it is this second guy comes in and it's like all the storytelling that Abrams started.
Yeah, he's
like, we're going to get rid of all this. Snoke's could have been such a cool character. I wanted to see what came of him.
You know what I think, who I think he was? You know who I think he was? I have a theory about him. I think he wasn't Darth Sidious, which was The Emperor. That was his Sith name. I think he was Darth Plagueis. I think he was the dude that, because dude, the background music, whenever Snoke shows up, if you listen to the background music, it's almost exactly identical to the background music in Episode 3, where the Chancellor is telling Anakin about Darth Plagueis the Wise. And if you notice, they kept going, Supreme Snoke, Leader Snoke, he's wise. They were beating you over the fucking head with it. Yeah. And also his face was all fucked up and scarred. And I was like, I would love to be able to pull J.J. Abrams. I go, bro, be honest with me, man. He's going to be Snoke. He's going to be fucking Plagueis, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think and what's really weird is I've seen Rian Johnson's films. Like, I enjoyed the recent movies he did, Knives Out and the sequel. I love Looper. I think Looper's one of the greatest time travel stories I've ever seen.
That's with Hayden Christensen, right? The kid that played Anakin? No, that's Jumper.
No, Jumper. Looper has got Bruce Willis and, what's his name? The kid,
that's the one where they're going forward in time to fight that war, right?
No. Looper is Bruce Willis is a hitman, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is playing a younger version of Bruce Willis.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I have.
It's fucking great. I loved it, and I really liked Brick. Now, Brick was like his tip of the cap to Dashiell Hammett, like Maltese Falcon type of thing, where instead of the Falcon being the MacGuffin, it's this brick of heroin. And there's all these twists and turns, and even the dialogue. So I think the guy's a talented director, but he needs to just do his own thing. Stay away from fucking IP, Rian Johnson, because I'm sorry. I think he fucked Star Wars up, man. I blame him. And then Abrams had to come in after and it's just a mess now. It's just a mess. I don't care. If people like it, cool, whatever.
Yeah, I think Rise of Skywalker, the way I would rank them is Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi. Yes. And then I would put the Episode 3 with the Sith.
Oh, you're insane.
And I would even put the Force Awakens above those other two prequel shows, 1 and 2.
Oh, stop. Oh, good God. At least those other ones. Yeah, I totally disagree with that.
Well, that's fine. You're allowed to disagree, Metal Mike.
I totally disagree, man. I don't know what you're fucking smoking, but you need to
Rise
quit.
of Skywalker, I loved.
Why?
I don't care. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I like the whole bringing Kylo back to the good side because he's Ben Solo, Han and Leia's son.
That's another thing. They killed Han in such a bitch way.
Yeah.
I just have a lot of problems with those movies, man. I just think they shit all over the original fucking movies. I do. I think that, and I think, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I like Daisy Ridley as an actress, but talk about wasted potential for characters, man. She's a fucking Mary Sue. Everything comes easy to her. She doesn't have to fucking earn a fucking thing. Not like Luke did, not like Anakin or any other fucking hero's journey. I mean, she's a Mary Sue. And guess what? There's dudes out there like that too. They're called Gary Stews. Like when they're this perfect character that just I'm sorry, man. That's how I feel about it. It's just bad writing. Hey, yeah, you can boo me all you fucking want, but deep down I'm fucking right, man.
Oh Lordy, I don't know about all that.
I guarantee to you, most of our listeners are going to agree with me.
Probably, and admittedly, I'm easily entertained. Admittedly,
okay,
you know what I mean. But I enjoyed them. I would watch the Battlestar Galactica series.
They're cool eye candy, dude, but there's just no substance to it. No characters. Like you had potential. Like Finn, a fucking stormtrooper with a crisis of conscience. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Instead, they turn him into a fucking comic relief character, man. And then you build up Captain Phasma, this fucking chick who I love in Game of Thrones, by the way.
Again, everyone
they don't do anything with her, man.
Episode 2.
Yeah, I mean, they just
whatever it was.
Yeah, they just, I don't know, wasted fucking potential, man. No game.
I don't disagree that it's wasted potential.
I don't see how people can go, oh, well, that's better than fucking Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry, Bushy. I love you, but that just boggles my mind. I'm like, how is that movie better than that? And in what way?
Well, Last Jedi, that epic battle that never really happened between Kylo and fucking Luke was awesome. When he's like force projecting himself out there. I dug the fuck out of that. I thought it was cool. Luke is as old in those movies as Sir Alec Guinness was
Sure.
in fucking Star Wars. They didn't have a badass lightsaber fight in that bitch either.
Have you seen this fan-made one though? That was really, really cool. Because one of the reasons why they didn't have a badass fight is because they had no budget and those lightsabers were very, very fragile.
Yeah, then they just rubbed this jelly-like stuff on them to help them glow a little bit so they can go in after on the after effects.
Exactly. You're right, but they would break. So they couldn't really throw down and do some of the crazy shit that they did with some of the other movies. Like I think as far as the original trilogy, I think the best lightsaber duel fucking hands down is Empire.
Yeah, where Luke loses basically.
Yeah, but it's such a great fucking fight, man.
But yeah, it's a great battle. I like the one in Return of the Jedi.
I did too, but that was more of an emotional conflict, I think, because Luke's trying to save his pop.
But I love that one scene where Anakin, Luke is up on the rafters and shit, and only a Star Wars nerd would catch this, where he says Obi-Wan has taught you well, and it's because Luke has the high ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great fucking line, and we didn't know that back then.
Yes.
But when you watch Revenge of the Sith, and it's over, I have the high ground.
Right.
So that was a great nod, even though I think that's something Lucas put in on purpose to explain that little scene, Obi-Wan too well.
Yeah, and then the whole, but yeah, I just kind of because there's this fan who made what he did is he edited, it's the original Star Wars. I'll send you a link. Bushy, it's amazing. It's like kind of like what if Star Wars had been made today, and that lightsaber duel between Obi-Wan and Vader, they throw the fuck down. And the way they did is they were able to put Alec Guinness's face on another actor. And dude, it looks like it's seamless. They did a beautiful job, man.
Awesome.
And of course they add in a lot more. Like I'm going to send you a link.
CGI is so good these days.
And this was fan made. Yeah. And if I'm Disney, I'm like, oh, I want to hire these motherfuckers.
Real.
But some of the other Disney stuff that they've done, like I know some people have bagged on Obi-Wan the series, and so I liked it. I did too. I thought it was cool, especially that part where Vader tells him, "You did not kill Anakin Skywalker. I did." Yeah, I liked it, man. I thought it was cool, and the fact that Obi-Wan he'd kind of lost his groove, like he
wasn't with the Force anymore. He was in hiding,
Yeah, and it was like
all of the Republic.
Yeah, and then you find out about the girl's origin and how that twist. Because at first I didn't really. I'm like, what is this bitch's problem? But then when you find out, oh, that's her problem. Yeah, I didn't mind that show, but I've heard some people hate on it. So I'm like, and I don't know. I as far as the TV shows, I haven't watched all of them, but what I have watched, I've enjoyed those more than the sequel films, to be honest with you.
And myself as well. Like I said, I love The Mandalorian, but that's because of Grogu, who we all called Baby Yoda until Ahsoka showed up and told us his name. I mean, come on, I have a he's on
Grogu rules, dude.
But what's great about this guy is.
Yeah.
So you sit there and you fuck with him. Well, there he is. He's throwing the Force on your ass.
Yeah.
That's like, yes, I'm a grown man with a toy, and it sits right up here next to my Kiss.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Debut album, pop out vinyl thing, and my Gene Simmons. I got a whole Kiss thing going on over here at Party Rock Studios. But
anyway,
the Star Wars TV shows, I haven't seen the third season of Mandalorian, but I enjoyed all of it. I haven't seen this new series they have out at all.
Andor
that one.
Yeah,
Andor.
I haven't watched it either, but Bill, he's seen it. He really liked it, and I'll get around to it. I will watch.
Obi-Wan, I thought was great.
Yeah, I liked Obi-Wan.
The Ahsoka fucking series.
I thought that fucking lightsaber duel was awesome.
Oh yeah,
between Vader and Obi-Wan, it was like holy shit. Man.
Well, it's like the end of Rogue One, man. When you see Vader being a stone cold asshole, just fucking people up
left and right.
Well,
he fucked some people up in this, like when he's walking by and he's making people's fucking necks snap just with a thought. I'm like, fuck. I mean, it was like.
See, we need a Vader series so fucking bad.
I'm with you on that.
Christensen in because fuck everybody that cried in episode 2. He's like, oh, he's just such a whiny bitch. Well, he was tormented, you dirty fucks.
Okay, now there's a problem I have right there, where some people who do want to bag on the prequel trilogy, and one of the things they bag on is about that, you know, he was a wine bag. I'm like, and Luke wasn't?
Right.
That shows me right there that you are watching the original trilogy with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I love Star Wars. New Hope started it all, changed my life. I was fucking
I was
5 going on 6 years old when that movie came out. And I remember my parents taking it to me and it melted my brain. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was born in 1970. I am a child of the 70s, folks. So I remember my parents taking me to it, and it just blew my mind, you know. And
I don't remember my parents taking me, but I was there. But they said that was the only time that I had ever sat still for 2 hours.
Right.
My eyes glued to a screen. I was 2 years old.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, and one thing that was really cool about movies back then is like Star Wars just didn't play for a few weeks. It played all year long and then came back several other times. So I saw Star Wars as a little guy all the way up until Empire came out. And then when Empire came out, I was like, whoa, you know, and
The Empire, I remember vividly seeing in the theaters. And for the longest time, because of it, I always thought Empire Strikes Back came first.
Really?
Because that was the one I remembered seeing. And
Yeah.
then the almighty VCR was invented, and I was able to go back and see the original Star Wars. And of course, we had bought Empire Strikes Back, so I was able to back to back. And I remember going to it wasn't a military base; it was a military housing area. Patrick Village is where I lived in Heidelberg, Germany. So when Return of the Jedi came out, I remember going to the theater and seeing Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah.
You know, so Empire and Return were very vivid memories of in the theater. Yes. I include Star Wars because I was there, damn it. I was there during Star Wars Mania.
You might not really remember it, but you were there.
There's only one Star Wars film that I haven't seen in the theaters, and that was Solo.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't even seen Solo yet at all. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, watch it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so much fun. The guy,
I think what it was with me, I had such a sour taste after what they did with the sequel trilogy. I'm not gonna lie, man. And even now, as much as I love Star Wars, I'm just not as into it as I was.
I'm telling you, watch it. There's only one thing that's cheesy, and I'm going to spoiler you. Okay, I'm going to give you a spoiler. There's one thing that's cheesy. Is Han gets thrown into some detention thing, and Chewie's there, and you know, they're not friends. They don't know each other. But all of a sudden, Han, who always speaks English to Chewie, starts speaking Wookiee. Okay, that's kind of fucking cheesy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, it's funny, but it's like.
Well, here's something. I don't know if you've ever watched, like, I watched a whole documentary about George Lucas called Empire of Dreams. And when they would show the behind the scenes stuff, you know, a lot of people don't realize is in the screenplays, Chewbacca actually has words of dialogue.
Yeah.
Like when Peter he'd be like,
behind a mask,
would be talking, and then they would add in the rah later.
Blu-ray, but the problem is, God damn it, come here, you bitch. I have the special edition.
Yeah.
But included in the special edition is Empire of Dreams.
Yes.
So.
And I remember watching it because I was shocked when it was the scene where Obi-Wan goes, "The Force will be with you always," and he leaves, and then you hear Chewie run, and boy, you said it, Chewie. But if you watch it while it was them during the making of it, he just goes, "What a loony old man, Han." Yeah. Boy, you said it. So yeah, he had lines of dialogue in those movies. We have no fucking clue what he's saying, you know, but apparently, yeah, he did have and that's why, because obviously it makes sense. It gave Harrison something and Luke and them to act off of, you know, but yeah, he was
the original Jabba the Hutt was that fat old guy.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I like how they included it in the special edition. At the same time, that CGI was horrible.
Oh, it really was. They improved it though. When they put it on Blu-ray though, they improved all that. Like Jabba looks totally like Jabba now. But you're talking when they originally released it in what, 97? It was like he looked like it was
bad.
Like Play-Doh Jabba or something.
It was just bad. It wasn't even good in the prequel trilogy when you saw Jabba in the first one. It wasn't good. I've noticed something going back if you watch them on TV, because I have the original prequel up here as well. If you go back and watch episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and you watch it on television, they have CGI'd Yoda now.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yes.
if you remember when it originally came out,
Yes.
he was a puppet,
Yes.
like
yes.
he was in Empire Strikes Back. They didn't get
Exactly.
the puppet right. So they went ahead and they CGI'd him for, CGI'd him for the next 2.
Yeah.
Which, whatever, that's fine. It irked me that they didn't have that ugly fucking Yoda puppet. I'm like, what the fuck is
Oh,
this?
I've noticed. It's been a while since I watched the original films, but I noticed differences with even the prequels. Like, I'm like, I don't remember it that way. Some
Well,
of
that's
the
what I'm
dialogue,
talking about. In
like
the prequels,
I think Lucas and them have tinkered with it, and maybe even Disney since then have changed it because they can, dude. Especially when it's something that's streamed, they can take it, do whatever they want with it, and then yeah, for
true
sure.
story. True
But
story.
anyway, man, we kind of went on a nerdgasm rant. Didn't
That's
really.
okay. We don't have real topics anyway. We're just bullshitting because we're getting back into it. It's been so long since we've been on the mic other than our radio shows.
Right, yeah, and I do,
But
and I haven't even been on the radio show. I didn't do my show yesterday, and I didn't do the show last Friday because I was out of town. I will be back next Friday, though.
Next Friday. I will not be back next Saturday. I'm working.
Right.
No, I'm not. Dude, this is glorious. This is how you get the fuck out of work on weekends for a month straight. You get a weekend off, okay? My 3-day weekend. And then you go to work Monday, work your 12 hours. You go to work Tuesday, you work 7 to 3, get the fuck out because you got to pack up and head down to fucking South Carolina for a festival. I should have worked last weekend. Nope. I was on the farm. That's what they call it, on the farm, down the holler. Having me a good old time. I'm off this weekend. We work Friday next week. We're working Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Because Saturday we're going back to South Carolina to see Dirty Grass Soul because we were supposed to go to this big outdoor show, I don't know, a month or so ago.
Yeah.
And it rained. And I was talking all kinds of shit about these fucking country music fans. Well, a little bit of rain, you fucking pussies. They earned my respect back, by the way. Plum Hollow family, you fuckers stayed out in the rain for 6 solid hours. You guys got my respect because that's what metalheads do. Fuck the rain. Unless there's lightning, we out there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was talking a lot of shit. And that's when we ended up going to that little honky tonk down in South Carolina because they had put up a spot show because they felt bad that they had to cancel the show. So we went and saw them on this little fucking club, this little honky tonk bar, for Christ's sakes,
Cool.
man. It was great.
Very cool.
Because I was from here to my laptop away from the guys. I got video and pictures up from when we went and did that. But they rescheduled that show for June 10th. I work June 10th. We're going to the fucking show. We took off Saturday and Sunday for that one.
Wow.
So that's a month I don't have to work.
And you must have an in with the boss, dude.
Well, she's one of my girlfriend's best friends. They used to work together before. She was actually the lead med tech, and then my girlfriend's doing the job that I do, which is ordinarily I would have to go to the floor after the morning med pass. But with this girl coming back in, these two are such great friends, and they've worked there so long because this one went off and worked.
They got a routine.
Yeah, and she went off and worked hospice for a while, but now she came back as a coordinator. She's a memory care coordinator. She's a boss for all of us. And she's pulled my girl in to the secondary role because they have a secondary role over there. So she does a lot of the stuff that she can't get done. So that just makes me the med tech, and I handle all that all day long. Luckily, she helps me with the morning pass because that motherfucker. Brutal.
Oh, I bet it is. Yeah.
It's brutal. And there's so many blood sugars to do.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to do it all plus because everybody gets something. We have one resident out of 42 that doesn't get anything. They take no meds at all. So out of 42 people, everybody gets at least something. You know what I'm saying? Right. You've been on the floor.
Oh my God. Yeah. And
so that morning pass, she helps me with, and then she signs the carts over to me. We got to count off all our narcotics and stuff. And everything's signed over to me. I get the keys. She goes off and she helps the boss.
That's awesome, dude.
So I'm really taking my job now because I'm basically third in command, if you look at it, right?
Right.
Because, I got to answer to those two, but they're normally doing office shit, and I'm on the floor directing people. So it's I enjoy it. But, we got an in with the boss.
Oh, hey, fuck, whatever, man. I mean, that's cool. Right on, dude. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. So
I'm glad you had a good time. And yeah, so hopefully we can record more then. Hopefully, maybe we'll have to see. Because I know you will be working through the week, right?
Yeah, I work Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
Of this upcoming week?
This upcoming week. And
so we
Monday,
could maybe record Wednesday or Thursday then. Probably Wednesday would be preferable.
Wednesday would be
that way you don't have to worry about, having to get up early the next day. Because I know you got to get up early. I've been having to get up early lately. They're wanting us they're at 6 a.m. this fucking Sunday or Monday. I'm like, really?
We're still waiting for state to come in.
Really? They haven't done their annual yet?
Nope. They've done the surrounding counties, and it's like, what's going on? What's going on? Because each county, this corporation owns an assisted facility, assisted living facility in each county.
Right.
So they're named by the county they live in, each of these places. So they've already visited surrounding counties, the immediately surrounding counties, places. We're just waiting.
Right.
And I hate it. Apparently they're here for a week and they're just balls deep in you, is the way I'm understanding it. In New York, I don't remember them being there for a week. And I worked 8-hour shifts, so you work a lot more. Right. Know? And I just don't remember them being there that much.
Right.
State would come in. I remember they came in every year. I was there for 7 years, for fuck's sake. But I just don't remember them being there long. No, not even as a nurse, not even when I was a charge nurse. I don't remember them being there and in my ass much. And I was on a 50-bed unit, one of the larger units. So you would almost expect it.
Right.
But I don't remember being like that. I guess here they're just right up your ass with a damn fine-tooth comb, and we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Right on, man. So yeah, anyway, like I said, we kind of went into the pop culture nerdgasm thing because I mentioned Ray Stevenson passing. Like I said, that's another thing that's weird, man. I remember when I went to San Diego years ago with my ex, and while I was there, fucking James Gandolfini died, man. I'm like, what is it about me going on vacation and artists and actors that I like dying? What the fuck, man? It's like,
quit leaving your house, Mike.
I know. I'm gonna have to fucking just not go on trips anymore.
Look, you went away. You killed Tina Turner, damn it.
I don't remember it, right? I don't remember if anybody famous died on last year's trip. They might have, though. I'd have to do some research. Because it was the same time. That's what was so cool is while we were doing what we were doing in St. Croix, your memories pop up and all our shit from last year popped up. Yeah. So we even shared that. Like, this is our vacation, epic vacation last year. This is our epic vacation this year,
Hell yeah.
And, yeah, it was really a lot of fun, man. The only thing that I would have rather is I wish I could have brought everybody I love with me, man.
I feel
that would have been. But hey, if I ever win the lottery or Publishers Clearinghouse, if I ever fucking win the Publishers Clearinghouse or lottery, man, I'm gonna be like, let's go, everybody.
Oh yeah, we need to bring you down for a Moonshiners reunion or a Plum Hollow festival.
Dude, I would like to just
colder in October, but you might appreciate that more.
Well, I love autumn. That's my favorite time of year.
Yeah, it's the first week
autumn,
of October,
and then spring, summer. It's not even really summer. It's humidity. Humidity can lick my taint. I hate it. It's one thing about St. Croix. Even though you're on the beach, which was great because you got the ocean air, there was definitely some humidity there.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not always that case. It just depends on where you go. There's some places that have no fucking humidity, but yeah, there's definitely some humidity there. Still beautiful, though. I mean, I'm not, not going to, but yeah, I hate humidity, and winter can lick my taint, too. I don't mind a little bit of snow, but
I hate winter.
Yeah, I fucking hate it, man. But it is interesting to hear other people's perspectives because we did go to because the resort we were at, they also had a casino. And we went to that and we had this sweet little Jamaican lady. I wanted to adopt her as my grandma or second mom. I mean, she was that fucking adorable.
Nice.
And she was talking about how when she first went to Boston and she saw snow and she goes, it was magical, and I was like, but she goes, but a little bit goes a long way. I'm like, exactly,
Oh, yeah.
But she was such a sweet lady, man, I in fact, it was kind of cool. I'd be walking around. I'd have some Jamaicans going, yeah, man, like your outfit, man. I'm like, thanks, man. Appreciate that. It was really cool.
Nice.
But as I said, we had a lot of fun. This is really, a lot of laughs, just laughed our ass off, and can't wait for next year.
I feel you.
I will definitely come down to see you, dude. That's definitely something on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I would love to, because I've never been to the Carolinas. So there's another friend of mine who lives in Savannah, Georgia. I want to go down and see him too. He's moved there because I was going to go, this was several years ago. I was going to go down there and see him because he said, yeah, dude, you got a place to stay and everything. And unfortunately, because I was behind on my student loans, Uncle Sam took my entire refund.
Yeah.
Just took it and said, hey, which crushed me because that was the money I was going to use for the trip. And I ended up having to not be able to go, man. And where now I'm at that point where I could, maybe go see Jason for 3 or 4 days, and hang out in Savannah. Cause I definitely want to do that. There's a lot of places I want to see and go.
You should plan on coming down here either the first weekend of October or last weekend in May. And you'd have a blast, especially because you appreciate music in general.
Yeah, sure.
I tell people when I'm down there all the time, dude, I'm a metalhead and I fucking love it down here.
Yeah.
You're camping out for 3 or 4 days. The actual festival is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Everyone leaves Sunday.
Because I'm born on October 8th, man. Maybe I can come down and do a birthday weekend or something.
Those are the festival dates this year. I think it's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, something like that. It's first weekend. It's the first weekend in October.
I'll look into it. See what I can do.
And a lot of these bands are always there. James Radford Band, the guy I told you was wasting his talent doing country music as far as his guitar skills. He definitely does country.
What's the nearest airport to where you're at?
Asheville.
How far away is that from you?
40 miles on the map. It's about an hour.
All right.
But it's closer to Johnson City because
it would be more doable if I flew down there, the drive. So that's, not that because I love road trips. I do.
Yeah, that's 10 hours easy because it's
that's one reason why we didn't drive to fucking New Orleans. We were like, well, fuck, half our trip will be over with. So we flew to New Orleans, was there for 5 days, and then rented a car and drove to Memphis and then drove back. It was fucking awesome.
I bet it was.
Yeah, it was. Well, especially, me, I'm a music lover and I love the blues and Sun Records and Stax Records and fucking the Rock and Soul Museum and Graceland. And dude, and that was just the Memphis side of it. But even the New Orleans, all the jazz and I went to this bar where they were doing nothing but Louis Armstrong songs. It was fucking great, man.
Hell yeah. That's people don't understand. You've got to get out of your towns, man. You've got to get out of your towns. You've got to go see some shit. I'm so happy I met this girl. I would have never heard of this festival. I would never know who the fuck Dirty Grass Soul is.
Sure.
They're one of my favorite bands now in that genre. I would rank it Hank Jr., Garth Brooks, and those two flip-flop for me. And then Dirty Grass Soul. They're just that fucking good. I wouldn't know about any of that stuff. I still haven't been to Dollywood. We're planning a trip to Dollywood and Pigeon Forge and all that shit. Because that's only an hour or so away as well.
Fucking knew it.
What's up?
I'm going to have to come in.
All righty. That's how it is being on call, man.
I know.
Well, we can wrap this up real quick. It's easy enough. We have a treat for you guys that have stuck with us and watched this YouTube portion. You're going to have to go and listen to the edited version that I'll release later today, maybe tomorrow, because we're going to include 2 more of our interviews from RockNPod. Yes, we know the sound quality sucks. Who was it? Jimmy Neff that said something. We know it. You're in a big room. There's a lot of noise, man. You're not sitting here quiet like we are now. So take it for what it's worth. But included in this episode is going to be my interview with Craig Gass. Not nearly as funny as the interview that Metal Mike did with him. And that was by design. That was by design because you had already interviewed him last year and it was fucking hilarious. So this year I was like, yeah, we're not going to do all the voices and all that. I'm just going to talk to the guy. So it was a much different interview. And then what ended up being our last interview of the day, Courtney Cronin Dold. We're going to go ahead and include those here for you. Metal Mike, anything to promote while you're bitching about having to go to work?
Yeah, there is one thing I did want to promote real quick. It was as anybody knows me, they know I'm a huge Crowbar fan, and I also am a huge Typo Negative fan. And the guys from Typo Negative, they're in this band, also have another band called Silver Tomb. I'm a fan of that. Well, Kirk from Crowbar, I think it's Kirk and Todd, who used to be in Crowbar, the bass player, they have gotten back together for this group. And
that's what that is. You said that name. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I am.
No, not them.
Silver Tomb.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Didn't you send that to me? Yeah,
I do believe I did. I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah. Since okay.
Yeah, I am. It's Crowbar down, Typo Negative, Supergroup, Sludgy first song. It's just a song that just came out. You can, check it out on YouTube. I'm a huge fan of these guys. I think this project's going to be really something really fucking cool, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. And yeah, man, and I think the reason why they're using Down is because, both Kirk and Todd, well, Kirk still is, but Todd was a member of Crowbar or Down as well. So yeah, there you go, man. It's got John Kelly and Kenny Hickey of Typo Negative and Todd Strange and Kirk Winstein of Crowbar. So, make sure you check it out.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. I'm going to have to listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet. You know me, I'm a big Typo Negative fan, so I'll definitely be checking it out. I want to pimp our boys over there at Rat Salad Reviews, man. Severed Angel, their debut album dropped, and dude,
just got it in the mail. Haven't even opened it yet.
That's what I was looking for earlier. I don't have my CD or my stickers. It's going to come with 2 stickers. They're really cool. They got to go on my laptop. But yeah, it's a great album. It's kind of power metal. It's good fucking stuff. A lot of keyboards. That shocked me. I didn't expect that many keyboards, but it's real good, solid album, solid effort. Severed Angel, Wayne Noon, Lou Mavs, and I don't remember the rest because I don't have the CD in front of me.
There you go, man.
Yeah, that one. Man, it's good. Check it out. And it should come with 2 stickers. I got 2 stickers in mine.
Hold on.
Unless they just didn't like you. Yeah.
Cool. All right, man.
Check that out. Glad to see you got it too.
Yeah, I went ahead and ordered it from him. I like Wayne. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
And that cover is fucking badass looking, man. Look at that. It's fucking metal.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Metal as fuck.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was good talking to you, Bushy.
Yeah.
A little bummed out because now I got to work all fucking night.
That sucks.
Yeah. Hate it. I hate working the floor.
Keep drinking.
No, you do that, dude. And yeah, man, I guess I'll see everybody later. Keep fighting the good fight and stay metal to your dying breath.
Hell yeah. Motherfuckers. Buy vinyl. We'll see you next time.